Oh, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, sure. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا وجنبني وبني أن نعبد الأصنام. رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone. Now, this verse is easy to understand from my perspective. Very difficult to understand from another perspective, which caused a lot of troubles among the Muslim scholars, because apparently it says something, but what the conclusion of the verse says doesn't make sense. So they tried even to translate it or understand it in the opposite side, which will I just mention about it, and why the reason is important. That's why the people had troubled about its meaning. So let's read the verse first. So for those people who are not seeing the screen, maybe watching later on from the YouTube recordings or videos. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بل ادارك علمهم في الآخرة بل هم في شك منها بل هم منها عمون. The translation is definitely their knowledge attains some notion of the life to come. It means hereafter. Now, not even some, even if I say there is no word or any sign in the grammatic structure referring to some. If it was بَلِدَّارَكَ علمهم من الآخرة, maybe it may be a little bit, a part of it, min, or I mean, there is no way to say some, but because of this classical understanding that if they know about hereafter, the life to come, fully, they would believe in it. But at the end, the verse says, no, they don't believe. They are blind to it. That is why people try to make it that, oh, they didn't really fully cover about it. Why I'm mentioning all this, what happened historically among the Muslim scholars, not to criticize them. No, it is difficult to understand, but we now in the 21st century, easy to understand. But let's see how it is easy. Their knowledge attains some notion of the life to come, and also Bel makes certainty. Definitely they know it. Yet they are in doubt about it. Why? If they know, they shouldn't be in doubt about it. And they are, in fact, even further. Bel, it means, again, definitely they are blind to it. Amun means ami. Ami means not seeing. Also another meaning of umya and the not being able to see. And also ami means somebody ignorant of something. Amia. Awam also comes from this word. Lots of relationship with other words so that we understand. Blind to it means ignorant of it. They don't really know. Although they have knowledge of it. Why so? This verse is interesting. So let us spend some time on it. Because for us, it is also interesting and important. We know that in the Quran, there are many examples given to it. Don't they see that, look, after the death of spring, after the death of living beings, we create other beings out of them through their seeds. So the one who does it, can he not redo it? At first glance, it says, well, yeah, he can do it. But how can I make sure that he is going to do it and he's doing it? Because there are other verses, interesting. The Quran is a very interesting book, very interesting book. Because, for example, كل نفس ذائقة الموت, another verse. Everybody must have heard it. Did you hear this? كل نفس ذائقة الموت. Everything is going to, they said, going to taste death. It means every being is subject to, every living being is subject to death. But the word, if you pay attention to dha'iqa, I wish you knew Arabic, it's beautiful. Dha'iqa means ismi fa'il, means active participant. Active participant, that, for example, what's your profession? Do you have a certain profession? Accountant. Accountant. Now, you are an accountant. Now, are you doing accounting right now? No, but you are an accountant. When you sleep, you are an accountant. Continuously, you are an accountant. Active participant, I am an accountant. So I am also doing something. It means we have been tasting death continuously. No, I'm alive. Do you think you are dead? No, I am alive. What's going on here? Lots of things are interesting in the Quran. By saying that the active participle, it means continuous, continuously. For example, if I say, I am oh no, it's okay. I am an engineer. I am an farmer. Yeah, it is doing something. I am a baker. It is active participle. I am a baker. Yeah, it means I am baking bread. But while I am sitting here, I'm not baking bread, but I am a baker. That is my, okay, understood. Quran says you are continuously tasting death. It means not going to taste, because active participle doesn't refer to future, but includes the future, and also now, maybe previously as well, but it is maybe, but now and the future. Are we tasting death? Yes or no? But for us now, we understand we are tasting death every time every cell in my body is dying. Even, or actually today learned this from a medical student. It is exciting. You know, DNA has its own recordings. Immense amount of knowledge is included in it. They say it was 100 and something, 20 something volumes of encyclopedia knowledge is encoded in it. I don't believe this, because 120 volumes of information of encyclopedia recorded in the DNA. It means limited, but it is the absolute knowledge of God is recorded on it from the very beginning to the end. All ancestors, all the new generation, information of all stages of the existence of a living being is recorded in it. 120 volumes of book is very little. Very little. We cannot even give a number to it. So this DNA structure, the DNA, whatever it is, all the information, every 2.5 months is completely renewed, rechecked. Renewed, rechecked. Who is doing that? Who is doing it? Who is changing or the recording and keeps changing every now and again? Who is doing that? Sorry? Somebody who is really encoding his infinite knowledge in it, letting the human beings know that he knows all your past generations, ancestors, and their stages of lives. Stages of lives, again, uncountable. It's amazing. The creation is amazing, uncountable. We can say that today, how many times my cells have been renewed? I don't know, it's continuously being subject to renew. Continuously being subject to renew. I cannot give a number. What are you talking about? It's so amazing. It means any change means, for example, if something is changing, its previous state of existence is taken away, another state of existence is replaced with it. Great, isn't it? It means the previous state of existence of the matter is dead now. It is not in the present existing. It is dead. But a new one was given. There is no vacuum. There is no gap in between. Do you feel that I'm continuously changing? No, I say I am as I am. Yeah? I don't have any time limitations that I can talk about the continuous change of the everything at every stage. It is so interesting. Particles are changing. Combination of particles, which are called atoms, are changing. Combination of atoms, which are called molecules, are changing. At every stage also is changing until where? Universe-wide. Impossible to imagine what's going on in this world. We take it for granted comfortably like this. Unless there is an earthquake, we say, I am safe, I am safe. Every time I'm tasting death. What does it mean? We will come to this verse. It is so deep. Inshallah, we will finish this verse today. Inshallah, let's go. Now, that means everything is continuously renewed in its existence, and not only my body, but also my feelings, my intelligence. For example, in this age, I feel that my memory is getting somehow slow and weaker, changing. So my understanding is, for example, when I was young in your age, I never knew what getting tired meant. Tired? What are you talking about? You are active. That's it. You go to sleep and again, active again. But now, after certain hours, somewhere 8, 10, I say, I cannot do anything more. Go to the kitchen, make an excuse to do something so that I wouldn't go back in front of this magic box. So, yeah, changing. My feelings also are changing. Not only my body, my memory, my intelligence is getting backwards. Diminishing its capacity, changing. So what does it mean? If someone defines himself, we should never ever forget this reality. We see the universe as we see ourselves. In fact, a little bit related to it, which are related to your subject, however I see myself, I think that the other people are on the same line. For example, if I see that human beings only consist of body, so I think of the needs of other people, bodily needs, and help them. One day, I was waiting for a boat in Istanbul. Everywhere you go with boats, it's wonderful. So there was a man asking for a cigarette. I don't smoke, but at the same time, if he was asking for bread or something, food, I would do something. But for a cigarette, first of all, I don't. And also, I believe that cigarette is harmful. How can I help somebody to harm himself? Impossible. So I was waiting. The man was there. Do you have a cigarette? Do you have a cigarette? And somebody said, pulled out of his pocket, and the cigarette packet is there, and gave one. And then he murmured within himself, saying that what this man was suffering from, I don't know. He took pity on him because he's smoking. So if somebody smokes and he justifies it because really needed, because I get some problems, I cannot get over it, and make a cigarette in it. Just as if real. To me, it's imagination, but also becomes addicted at the end, and then it becomes really bodily needed, not psychologically, but bodily needed. And because this person, since he got addicted to it, because he himself wanted to really jump into it, so have the problem of this. Anyway, but if you think that spiritual needs have the priority, and if you think that this person, my friend, is suffering from some sort of problems because he feels his life meaningless, purposeless, and not satisfied at all, because his feelings, whether he realizes or not, his feelings requires perfect satisfaction, but he himself is not really aware that his feelings, why he feels in vacuum, in purposeless. So I don't know, what is the purpose in living? Or loses all his hopes. You say this person definitely needs help, but it almost never comes to your mind that I will give him some money and go and buy some ready for takeaway food here. So because you see that this is the most important need of human beings: spiritual satisfaction, feeling secure, and having hope in their future. They know that they are owned and taken care of by the owner of the sustainer or maintainer of the universe. So You feel secure. You said, if only this man was, or this person was also feeling in the same way, you try to help from there. Look, the world changes according to your glasses, according to your understanding, depending on how you see yourself. You look at the world like this, in the same way, and you give priority to the needs of the people, what you think the most important thing. Whatever, for example, having a nice clothes and dress is important. So if you see somebody who's not wearing nice clothes, especially with brand names on it, you feel that this man really needs help. In the same way, as you see, it is called reflection. Eh? You reflect your understanding, your needs on others as well, depending on how you feel it. So our feelings continuously change, our body continuously change. If I define myself as a body, can I understand resurrection? That I will be resurrected? No, I will say, even I say, look, the trees die, the seed is there, and another tree comes out of the seed. That is how we observe in this world. They will say, I think reincarnation is correct because, I have 2 children, so I'm going to die, and my children will have another independent existence. So maybe my qualities are reincarnating in their being, but I am disappearing from existence. Only if we understand that the universe is continuously subjected to undergoing to change, we don't understand that really is a resurrection. Not that we believe in the fact that the resurrection will happen. No, definitely it is continuously happening. Now, that is human capacity. But depending on my definition of my own existence, I understand what resurrection is, whether it is possible or not. If I reduce my existence only to my body, so it is difficult to believe that my body under the grave, getting 100% rotten, it will become again impossible. Impossible. The Qur'an argues about it a lot. The opponents, the rejectors of the prophets always reject them or challenge the prophets. Look, since all our forefathers, all generations, are dead, and where are they? If you say that it is going to be resurrected, let one of them be resurrected so that I will believe in it. None of them, they are not. It is impossible. Even gives the example. After even the bones became dust, they will be resurrected. Come on. They challenge in this way. But human capacity knows that this akhirah, idara, reaches, attains, feel their knowledge in akhirah. It means our capacity understands the next creation is necessary, but hum fi shakk minha, but yet they are in doubt about it. Why? Because of their understanding of their body. Because Qur'an always argues another thing. Lots of points are intermingling in this point or intersectioning in this point. Qur'an argues that if you ask them, who created the universe? They will definitely say, the opponents of the prophets, God, here, there. So, وإن سألته من خلق السماوات والأرض قال, yeah, definitely lillah, definitely universe belongs to Allah. There's no problem in this. Quran always says belief in God is necessary, but it is really it doesn't really solve any problem. Why? The creator of the universe, he created me. I am growing now. He created me in the form of matter, is body. So I am growing. So I am learning. I am getting more and more experience, so that I am really increasing or improving my capacity. God is the creator of the universe, but I am the creator of myself and my own abilities, my own feelings. So does God interfere into my life? No. Why? He created the universe. Yes, he is the owner of it. I give the very typical and simple example. The architect of this building has made it, designed the blueprint of it, the plan of it, and it is made here, and they are gone. So we are using the building as we want. That we think that the act of creation of God is taking place in the same way. That is why people don't really believe in God seriously, because they take it so at the very superficial level that it doesn't affect their life. That is why it is difficult to submit one's will to God's will, live in this world for the purpose of He created me and this universe. They don't look for it. I don't look for it, because He is the maker of the architect, and that's it. I'm using the architect building as I want. So they use their life as they want, because they are managing with this, with their life. They are growing, they are learning, they are developing their human qualities. So what is it to do with God? It is very difficult. That is why, if we are not aware, mostly we are not. Why not? Because we are bad people. At the first glance, we look at the universe and we say, it must have a creator. That is obvious, isn't it? Because look at these billions of different creatures with different qualities. All of them are perfect in their own quality, which cannot be really explained away, saying that it accidentally happened to be in this way. What is this accident? Have billions of perfect creatures, and also innumerable, infinite number of their stages of creation taking place. Accident, every stage is perfect, different, but perfect. So it is easy to believe in God. Afterwards, what comes? All the arguments that the Quran presents. Okay, you believe in God. You say that God is the one who created the universe. And why do you turn away then? Doesn't say, oh, excellent. MashaAllah, you are good believers. No, almost Quran doesn't give any credit in belief in God. But we say belief in God is essentially, but how? Problem is how. How do we believe in God? How do we see God? How do we see His acts of creation? That is the problem. So we have to concentrate on it. Unless we, if you like, this is the very typical language that most of the Muslim public speakers use, which is very correct, and I really appreciate all of them. They say, bring God into this world. It doesn't mean that, hey, God, come here, please, welcome. Let's have dinner together tonight in my house. No, no, no. No, bring your understanding of God applicable to your real life. That is essential. That is what the Quran is saying. That's why you believe in God and you live it outside the universe, nothing to do with the universe after he created it, left it now. Left it and I'm using now freely as a free gift. Oh, good. Now, that is why we have to come back when we say, I believe in God, when we say that, yeah, it may be possible, but how can I make sure that I am going to be resurrected out of my dust? Completely nothing to do with the living conditions at all, because of the definition of human being in terms of body only. So it doesn't really affect their life. That is why in their life, belief in God does not appear or does not have any effect at all.
So is the issue here, because they've neglected their spiritual needs and they only prioritize the body, their understanding is very limited because of that? But if they were to value their spiritual needs, then they would be more open to this idea of resurrection.
They don't bring this belief in the resurrection in their practical life. So they know that it is possible, but it doesn't affect me now because I am not experiencing my own resurrection at every moment. So it doesn't become practical. I think it is, something we have to be very careful. If I am going to be at the end of my life here, definitely I must be resurrected, definitely, because the one who is letting me experience the continuous resurrection in my life, what I will do, for example, if someone tells me, Ali, how are you? I'm doing well, but you are going to die tomorrow. What do I do? Sweat. So please stop stop. So do we feel this that anytime I am being resurrected? So definitely any moment. Let's make it easy to understand. Every day, whatever I do will be, and do you use this word? The next creation, it will come in front of me. You did this. I use this expression, which I really like to remind myself and also share it with you. It is interesting. Akhirah looks like akhir. It means hereafter. No, it is not really hereafter. It's not really hereafter. It is now. Why? In fact, the next creation is the combination of my past. Because the way the Quran describes it, at a very simple level, that we don't really see the significance of it because the example is simple and the language is simple, explaining all this in one aspect, in great details in it, but even you don't know any Arabic, you understand what is it talking about. And it is very simple language. For example, this one, Belhum fi shakkim minha. You can use it in your daily Arabic language. It will use it in daily Arabic. It's very, very simple. But deep meaning is really takes some time to work on it. Now, Quran says in the hereafter, everybody will be presented his book. Now we can easily understand it. Everybody will be presented his video recordings of his life. That's what you were. It means, video recordings means your akhirah, your next creation. But your next creation consists of your past. No. Resurrection is resurrecting, re-erecting, if you like, creating your big life in bodily life in the world. Resurrection. It means you won't be surprised. You will see your reality, nothing more when you were in this world. Nothing different. Your reality. And God will say, look, I'm not doing any injustice to you. It keeps repeating the Quran again, keeps repeating. God never does any injustice to anyone, but you yourself harm yourself. Yeah. So God will say, here you are. That's your reality. What you were, what you learned. For example, when you get your degree, some people get honor degree, some people get other kind of lower the level of degrees. What does it mean? Past 4 years, you were this. Your degree and the level of your degree, all the transcripts of your past, summarized in your degree, that it is nothing extra. It is just what you have done, what you have gained in 4 years back. No, we have to understand that. We are not going to be surprised. We will find, this is me. That's me when I was 16. That's me when I was 30, 40. Oh, not, that only me. so I wouldn't go 50, 60, 70. Then you say, well, where is it? Okay, I accept that. But what your reality is. So we have to understand that this doubt comes from, first, our definition of our own existence now, and the second, we think that from the dust of the bones, completely rotten bones, there will be another man coming out. No, it is just an example. This is just an example. So we have to understand that how we see the universe, how we perceive our own existence, we can establish our belief in the hereafter and live accordingly. They are in fact blind to it. Yeah, this is a good translation. They are in fact blind to it. It means in their own life, they have no effect of their belief in the hereafter. No effect. Even they may say verbally, but there is no effect on it. Their life doesn't change. As if I gave the example, somebody tells me that I'm going to die tomorrow. Do you think I'm going to spend hours and hours decorating my house? Yeah. I am going to spend polishing my shoes. I'm going to die tomorrow, sure. No. I will say, please leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. And according to my belief status, I will make it most of it. Now, it is difficult to live in this way. I don't live in this way. No, But at least in generally, I should understand that how my day passed. This is past today. I will be given my degree about my death yesterday accordingly. It must have this consciousness. So it will be easier for us to take care of our life, present life, rather than saying that after I get retired, I will go somewhere, of course, to Hajj or try praying, but you won't have time because you have an appointment with the doctor almost once a week. Yes.
There's a notion here that today I'm paying for the consequences of yesterday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I have the consequences of today. And so moment to moment, I have to be careful.
And then, and then also, if you want to surprise, I will be the consequence of my life in the world in front of me in the future. But God says, okay, I know you are weak. Then so it means God is created, human beings are created weak. Why does he say this? Although he created it, but he lets me know that I'm aware of your weaknesses. I will treat you accordingly. Yeah, the language of the Quran needs really somehow to be careful to understand it. Why does God tells me what he knows? No, you are created weak. What does it mean? I'm aware of it. So accordingly, I will treat you, and accordingly, you will get in touch with me. Yes, I know your weakness. So, for example, let me speak on my behalf. So God knows my weakness because he created me weak. He is the one who created me weak. He is the one who created me with limitations. So he is aware of it. So I will know that I can always say, God, you created me weak and I failed again. Please forgive me. I have a hope. Yeah, please forgive me. You know that. You stated it even for me to read it. So it is the source of hope. Now, I think we understood, although human capacity can know that resurrection, the hereafter, must happen, but still we are in doubt of it because our understanding of my life now makes me don't really feel it, don't really experience it in my life. And the way I live in this world, I will be living as if I don't believe in the resurrection. As if. Why? It doesn't have an effect on my life. So I'm blind to it in my real life. Got it? This is the recap of everything we do. So this is the last word I got from section Naml, 27th section of the Quran. Some groups of, we said we are going to study the groups of verses from several sections. When I say section, I think you are not familiar with it. Section, you know chapter, you know surah. Now, I prefer to use any equivalent of the word in English as I'm speaking in English. Then Quran says, I spoke to you in your language, Arabic. Ajamiyun or Arabiyun. It means your language, human language. So while the Quran presents in the very beginning speaking to Arabic-speaking people during the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and the previous Hebrew generations, when the Moses came, God spoke to them in Hebrew language. And also Jesus, he spoke to Jesus in, what was the, sorry? Aramaic language, yeah. Aramaic language. So Arab, so we are speaking English, so I have to say, chapter is not an appropriate for chapter is used, first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth, develops. So Qur'an doesn't do that. Quran, in general, follows a train of thinking, and also train of the line of educating people, but every section has all messages of the Quran summarized in it, but emphasized one aspect more than the others. So this nature of the Quran, it doesn't let me say chapter, but section. I found it. If somebody helps me with a better word, section of one part of it, one part of it, one part of it, because it is divided into several parts. So this section now in Naml is the group of verses finished today, and then we will go to 45, Jasiya. Now, Naml, any question or something? Yeah, please.
So I feel like I understood what you're saying, but I just wanted to double check another thing that I was thinking you were also saying. When you say "Na'imhum fil akhirah," and then recognizing that the akhirah is going to be resurrected, right? So where the akhirah is just a resurrection of now. Is it kind of like saying that with the verse that they do have knowledge of the akhirah because we are currently living it?
And also
But
having
we're
the
moving
ability to know it, realize it. Yeah, we can realize it. We have the capacity to do it. Yeah.
But then but we have doubt in it, and then it goes into blindness. Kind of like the idea that's coming to me is like, for example, let's say, if I'm eating really bad food, right, spoiled food, I know that it's going to harm me. I know that I'm going to be sick for a couple of days.
Are you talking about processed food?
No, I'm not about spoiled food. We like processed food.
Processed food. Okay, they say it is harmful. Yeah. Okay.
Right, so I know I'm gonna be sick from it. I know I'm going to vomit. Right, so that's my future reflecting on my current. So that's an active experience. But I'm doubting and acting as though that's not going to happen. Is that potentially a way of thinking about it, or is it? Does that make sense?
I understood, but I don't think it means that.
Okay.
No, sorry, but it's a good point, though. I have to emphasize on one point. They are, in fact, blind to it. What does it mean? Now, if I am blind to something, it means it is there, but I don't see it. It is there, but I don't really experience it. Yeah, it is possible that it may happen. It may happen, but in my life, I don't see its effect at all. I don't experience it. Blind to it, not denying it, but blind. As if, no, I believe that after I die, it may happen that my creator it is possible, the creator of the universe, can he not create you again? Huh? It is possible, but in my practical life, there is no effect of it. So this belief in hereafter has no effect. It means my life, the way I live, is blind to this reality. But we went through this doubt business. The reason for that, we went into details because I define, I understand resurrection as I define myself now, who I am, what my reality is. So this process goes, human potentiality can understand and confirm resurrection can happen. My creator can create me because at the beginning, I was nothing at all. And he gave me, why not? he can give it again. The Qur'an's examples can also make it easy. The last spring, billions of infinite number of living beings are created afresh. This spring also infinite numbers of similar things are created that is in front of my eyes taking place. So it is really possible for God to do it. There, that this possibility for God to do it possible doesn't bring this belief into my practical life and have an effect in my life. So I am living as if no resurrection, blind. No resurrection, as if blind means not denial. Belhum minha amun, not belhum yakfurun. That is the difference. Your comment reminded me the importance of amun, blind. All right. So we have some the most 10 minutes. I think we started almost 5 past 6.
You can see the timer at the end, the bottom.
What is the time?
We have 7 minutes, but you can go 10 minutes. There you go.
Right,
Yeah.
52:47. You are precise. So let's have introduction. The Naml was revealed at the same time, late period of Meccan life. It means people were introduced to the nature of this universe, that it cannot sustain itself. It can be anytime destroyed, and because it cannot have any reason to exist and sustain its existence. All these descriptions of the culture or tradition calls it descriptions of the signs of hereafter, which if we understand hereafter is everywhere, is taking place. So really, we have to understand the nature of the creation is not really doesn't make itself, definitely exists tomorrow as well. Whoever gave existence to the universe can destroy it anytime. And after that, slowly, it goes into introducing the notion of hereafter in the audience mind. So this is the late period of Meccan life. And also the following Jasiya, the section, also revealed 12th year of the mission of the Prophet. It means the Meccan period is 13 years. This is towards the end. Now, also again, emphasizing on how we should really read the universe and benefit from it in order to fortify, in order to have a substantial base for our belief in God and relate our life existence to Him. And don't really say, because of this, I am alive, because of accident, I am alive. My existence is natural, happening naturally, and as a result of the organization of the natural laws. All imaginary words are really, don't have any base for them. Now, here, one verse, at least one verse. وَكَأَيٍّ مِّنْ آيَةٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ يَمُرُّونَ عَلَيْهَا وَهُمْ عَنْهَا معرضون. So, but how many signs is there in the heavens and on earth, which they pass by unthinkingly? It means not paying attention. Yamuruna means mara is, there was a bus and passed by it And they said, Meral, bus, you call it, bus? Bus?
Boss.
Bus. Yeah. So came and passed. Came and passed. It means continuously presented to them. There are ayat. Now, the importance of this section that I particularly wanted to share it with you, this word ayat is used in a combination of referring to the sentences of the Quran, at the same time to the each creature of this universe together. But if you are not careful, as if you think that the Quran is referring with the same word, ayah, referring to the same thing. No, not at all. So it needs a little bit, not very seriously, you have to reflect on it. It is almost obvious, but it needs attention. Now, for example, ayah is used fi samawati wal ard, not fil kitab, fil wahi, no, fil Qur'an. No. Ayah, it means it's straight away used for in reference to the beings in the somehow heavens and earth, means all universe. Why Quran uses always fi samawati wal ard, fi samawati wal ard? Samawat is a huge place. We cannot get to the end of it. But Earth is this. If you compare Earth, the globe of Earth, with the Samawat, forget about it. You can just neglect it. So, insignificant being. But why the Quran uses it equally? Samawat and Earth. Now, we have to understand the Quran introduces himself as tanazzul. It means coming down at the level of, but usually, classically, traditionally understood from the heavens, God is sending it and coming down. Not true as well. But practically speaking, whether it is coming down, well, God has no location. God is the creator of the universe, and we cannot imagine, we cannot assign any time, space, or any essence, any figure or anything to it, because it is beyond our imagination. It must be. It must be. That's what belief is. There must be a creator. This creator is called God. So this must be, is necessary. So this God is coming down, what? High level to a low level. What does it mean? Quran is coming down. We will particularly talk about it in the Jasiyah. This is 12, Yusuf. Section 12 is Yusuf. But I wanted to get our minds ready, the importance of ayah, the word ayah. So that is why I got this. Now, when we start just studying the section we are going to study, we will talk about it. But now we have to understand, Quran speaks to from God, the creator, to comes down to the level of, it's a matter of level, not the distance, coming down to the level of audience. It is audience, human beings. Now, you know that somebody is, a father is speaking or mother is speaking to his child, the teacher is speaking to the students. It speaks at the level of the students. That is tanazzul, nuzul, revelation coming down. We have to understand this concept. That is what God is speaking to my level. For me, for my capacity, which is more important for me to pay attention, to take lesson from, and see the signs are referring to the stars or the very the tree I am seeing, the very word I am seeing, the food I am eating, water I am juice, anything liquid I'm drinking. Always I'm with it. So for my experience, within my capacity, the earth is even more important than the heavens. It doesn't mean that heavens don't have any, but it doesn't have an effect on my life, on my understanding. That is why Qur'an says, "O audience, if you like, the students of the Qur'an, for you, the earth is even more important than the heavens. That is why I present to you the heavens, the signs in the heavens and the earth equally, according to my capacity." Even if the Quran used it, وَكَأَيٍّ مِّنْ آيَةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ will be more appropriate according to my capacity, because I am experiencing and amazed at the creation of the earth more than the creation of the stars, especially if you are living in New York, you don't see stars. Those it is not out of. It is only in the knowledge that you have seen some videos taken by the people who are experts on astronomy, the discipline of astronomy, but it's just a video presentation. So there are verses in the universe. So we equated, let's say, Mawat and Earth. Now, altogether, you pass by. It means every day. Look, there are 2 minutes. I see it and don't pay any attention and go. Or they are coming and going. They are coming and going, as if we are really watching a film. Yeah? The recording of the film in my iPhone or computer takes only even not 1 millimeter square. The chips, on the chips. But I saw it 3 hours passing by in front of my eye. And I see them. You can understand in this Yamurune. But they, on which they turn their backs. It means, for example, if I come here and just walk from here and don't say Salam Alaikum to anyone. No, I'm just really muted. It means I don't pay attention to you. I'm not really interested in you. But what we do, some people just bypass them and don't pay any attention to them. Now, inshallah, the time is up. Inshallah, we will start in time and finish in time. The significance of this will be discussed in the following verse, which this one. Yeah. So let's keep it secret. So that next week is, what will happen? So why if I don't really pay attention, there is a bird, there is something, a being, be a plant or animal, anything, just land is there, and as I approach, runs away. And I say, even I don't remember after two minutes. What happened? What will happen? The following verses say it's really important to miss out what you are passing by. Inshallah, we will continue next week. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة.